Okay, unmute.
Hello and welcome back to the UK. This time we are at Brands Hatch and it is Saturday. It is practice day for Season 4 Race 2. I am David Isaac and I am very excited to show you another fantastic weekend of racing. The drivers will be getting into their practice soon, but for now let me tell you a little bit about Brands Hatch. Brands Hatch is a really interesting track. There's a lot of very gradual turns, a lot of sharp turns too. You really got to be on your game all the way through this track, as any slip up and there's going to be a lot of issues. It's really, the UK tracks are very difficult ones and very perfect for the quality of the X-SiM racing races. There are 9 corners, it is 4.2 kilometers, and as I said, it is in my home country, the United Kingdom, more specifically England. This is the racing format for tomorrow. There'll be a 50-minute qualifying session. It will be followed up by a sprint race of 20 minutes, and the top 10 will be reversed for race 2. And the 40-minute race with the reversed top 10 will be the main attraction. Points as it stands for Season 4, we have obviously had only one race week, but what a race week it was. If you missed it, you were missing out. Dennis Grabowski takes first place, tied first place, but first place nonetheless with 160 points, and he was the winner of the first race, round 1, race 1, as you saw there. Will Chadwick joins him on 160 points. He came second in both races, very impressive, as that second race he started in 9th, so a lot of a comeback there from him. Victor Lobardo, 144 points, and he won race 2. How many of these drivers will be here today, we don't know. We'll see which drivers want a bit more practice before tomorrow. We've got a lot coming up, and a lot more racing to be done in this season before we decide who is going to win that championship. Here we go, we're into racing now, we're into the practice. And a bit of time for everyone to get comfortable with the track, racers, commentators, everyone here just getting a good idea of what the track's like, what you're going to expect both today and, more importantly, tomorrow. Very exciting racing we've got tomorrow. Tristan Klopp now. Track nice and calmly. I think it's a good time to take it calmly. Practice. They've been practicing for about 10 minutes, but another 15 to go. As we see Tristan Klopp there. Posted a 1:22.8. We'll have to see how strong a time that is. Very early days now, but a 1:21 from Winston Eckel there is obviously an improved time. Winston Eckel, quite an interesting racer from the Netherlands. Looking to improve, didn't have the best first week, but nothing unbelievably bad either, so room for improvement there from Winston Eckel. I'm sure he will improve though this week as we get onto Brands Hatch. Quite a few races have turned up for this part of practice. You love to see it, about 10 as we go down the long straight. I would imagine this is Hawthorne Hill. Lovely long straight there, quite a difficult one as you're going to come into Hawthorns after you get off Hawthorne Hill, which is quite a tight right hand turn. As we watch Winston Eckel take that left really nicely, takes the inside so he can take the out. Really good to watch these drivers take the racing line. They all know exactly what they're doing. Seeing Aaron Hobson there, outside line, really nice there from him. And he curved that. Yeah, it's all really impressive from these guys as they just get a handle on what they want this track to be. Oh, comes off a little bit there. I think he touched a little bit of grass. Not entirely sure. There was some track out there for him to come onto, but I couldn't exactly see, as we are certainly inside the car, which gives you a bit of a better look at what the driver's seeing. Obviously, this is there's not a lot of room to see, and I'm sure they'd all find it much easier if they could see how we usually can with a bit of an eagle-eye view, but they do very well considering how fast they go around this track. It's very impressive considering how realistic this is and how close it is to full-time racing. This is the best sim racing money can buy, and all these guys have absolutely mastered it here at X-SiM Racing. So watch Aaron Hobson. Nice again. It's very nice from these guys. You know, it's very calm at the moment. I think they're just trying to see where to turn, when to brake, when to... And there's very little competition for them at this stage, which is something they probably won't be able to handle fully until tomorrow, when the track will be stuffed full of drivers, all going full pelt, all looking to overtake, all looking to maintain their spot, where there'll be a lot of difficulties in this turns that you may not see today. Aaron Hobson there. Again, coming off just a little bit, nothing too serious there from him. But yeah, nice and calm there from him. Really interesting driver there. About 12 minutes into practice. Little more to go, but a nice little warm-up before we get into the qualifying and the race for Saturday. Oh, here we see Real Diago. He came off quite a considerable amount there. Not sure what happened to him, but Real Diago, a great racer, posted a really good time and a really good performance in race one. I believe he finished third in the second race. Third, which, hey, with this much competition, is very, very impressive. Sorry about that. I'm a little under the weather this weekend, but I'm still very excited. And hey, at least the weather is perfect here in the UK and here at Brands Hatch, so no weather will be impacting these drivers' performance. Too much Winsneckle now. Lovely right from him. Oh, Tristan Klopp there. Very much overshoots the line. I think that's probably just a late break from him there. And he careens off the side, recovers fairly well, no problem there. One of the interesting things about grass is grass will really overturn you. So if you come off just a little bit, you're really gonna spin out quickly. So you really need to be careful when there's so many cars and you're moving at faster speeds. But at that, he came off. He was able to recover quite well, and 122.8 has currently dropped him towards the bottom, eighth of nine people that have currently posted a time, but nothing too serious. The best time from Monster Gandia there, a 121, pretty nice there, a 121.1, very impressive. Monster Gandia, Winston Eckel with a 121.18, so just a little bit behind there, nothing too serious from him there. Ivan Spitz really improving on his time there, about a full second faster than he was, from 9th to 4th with a 121.4. Pretty great there from Ivan Spitz. Really interesting driver. Ivan Spitz takes a nice right there. Again, nice and calm coming around there. The issue with this track is a lot of these turns are not too dissimilar. You know, you've got a lot of similar turns, a lot of big wide, big round turns, as you can kind of see there. Nice little wide turn there. Nothing too sharp, nothing too tight, but that can really mess up a driver as you brake too late and you really don't consider how easy it is to come off. Real Diago currently with the best time of 121.0. Very impressive from Real Diago, as we were talking about him finishing 4th in race 2 from my recollection. Oh, comes off again there. He loves coming off off that little bit. Can't really see the padding. I'm pretty sure he's coming off into grass, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his time that much. And I'm sure it's something that he's going to work on for tomorrow, getting his position, getting his turns and his braking pattern down pat, ready for the race tomorrow. Obviously today does not actually affect your standing, today does not affect your points total. Today is all about getting yourself ready for the big race tomorrow, getting yourself prepared to perform on the big stage. And Real Diago is someone that has plenty of experience performing on the big stage. There we see Tristan Klopp with a bit of an impressive time, improving on his time somewhat, on 122.5, a little bit better than he was. Jumps up down to 7th, Antonio Salada and Raul Trevino a little bit behind him there. Tristan Klopp, we talked about him a little bit earlier, takes that quite nicely. I see there is a little bit of back there, so when I was talking about Raul Diago coming off, I think I was mistaken. I think there is actually a little bit more there than I could originally see, so I think he's just taking the most of his out track, which is to be advised. I'm sure these guys, every single one of them knows a lot more about racing than I could ever hope to. All I can do is tell you and sort of guide you through. But yeah, now you can see that there is a little bit extra there. So he's not actually coming off onto grass. He's keeping the outside lane there before coming a little bit inside, keeping it wide so that you can turn easier. About 10 minutes left of practice, more like 8. Raul Diago there, just going in for a pit. Maybe he felt something on one of his tyres. Just feeling like he needed a bit of a pit stop there. Wanted to get his car back to perfect conditioning. As we see Montogandia, not entirely sure how to pronounce his name. Obviously a very broad and diverse set of racers. Fantastic racers come from all areas of Europe, and we've got every single one of them here at X-SiM Racing, giving us a fantastic show, giving us a fantastic performance. Sneckel, lovely from him. Yeah, jumped third, 121.1, a good time from him. Nothing too problematic, really not that far behind Raul Diago. Only about 200ths of a second behind the two of them. Sorry, 0.2 of a second. Nothing too problematic there from him. Really just making sure he can get his driving line down for tomorrow's race. Obviously, tomorrow is the second race of Season 4 here at X-SiM Racing. Race weekend 1 was last weekend. In case you missed it, Dennis Grabowski and Will Chadwick are tied in first place, both on 160 points. Dennis Grabowski won race 1, and Will Chadwick came second in both races. Very impressive from both men. Victor Lobardo is in third place on 144, really not too far behind them. And Dennis Grabowski won the first race, and Victor Lobardo won the second of week 1. That was also in the UK, but we have maintained the UK first 2 weeks all UK. Here we are at Brands Hatch. Really interesting track, and these guys are learning it right now. Here we are in practice. Not too long left to go, about 7 minutes. Six minutes even, as isn't time a funny thing. Here we see Winsneckel making sure he could just take that outside so he can take the corner as tight as he possibly could. Really interesting to see the little bit of the swerve. On first glance it looks a little bit strange, but then you see that he's just coming out so he can take a tighter turn, which obviously is going to improve his speed there, going to improve his time. Really smart. The exact kind of thing that these guys know just how to do. Winsneckel there, not sure who he overtook there, but because this is only practice and it's only time based, this is not an accurate reflection of position, it's an accurate reflection of time. So Remco Barlow there, I believe, was overtaken by Winsneckel. No issue for him, he's just trying to get the best time he can in practice, a 121.4, but hey, having the best time in practice doesn't mean as much if you don't show it over in the actual race, and every single one of these guys is just going to make sure. You'd rather make a mistake in practice that you're able to fix in the race than being perfect in practice and not noticing something you're doing wrong in an actual race, which could affect you quite badly. So all these guys making the correct decision, doing it right now. Antonio Salada there, probably one of the mistakes I was talking about there, as he slams into a wall there, just comes off. Oh, Careens tries to get himself back on the track, can't control his car spins off, hits one of the walls there. Really unfortunate there from Antonio Salada, but again, it's only practice, and one of the best things about X-SiM Racing is if a car crashes, you don't have to worry about the driver. The worst thing that he'll be is upset, because his car is okay and the man is okay driving. It's only a simulation, so no one is in serious danger when you see a crash. So we can we can enjoy crashes as the exciting thing they are rather than worrying for the driver's safety, which I personally very much love to do. And yeah, would hate to have to worry about that. Raul Diago still posted the best time, 1:21. Is that 1:27? Sorry, I misread that. 1:27.89. Still quick, but posted another 0.2 of a second off his time there. Really impressive from him. Keeps that line. I'm going to keep looking a bit silly there, and he stops his car to go into the pit. Not sure exactly what's happened there. I think he's just trying to get that turn down, so maybe he would rather just start again from the beginning of the course rather than finish the rest of the course. Maybe he has a specific turn in mind that he's keeping his practice on, so he's just resetting himself back to the pit instead of finishing the rest of his lap, which is a clever decision if that is his only decision. I'm only brainstorming on what his decision-making process is. I'm sure he knows the reason. I see Montegandia there, a 1:21.1, still a good time. A bit of improvement to make, but the third best time here in practice. Only 3 minutes of practice left, and really nice there. Just trying to maintain control of the car. You can kind of see the driver's line there, a little bit worn down from the tyre marks. You really want to keep the outside line. A lot of drivers choose to, just so you can get as tight in as possible. Here we are. And once again looks to get there, looking to kind of roll down that blue and red, the white and red marks there. Does that really impressively. Here we are at Brands Hatch in the UK, obviously. We are in season 4 of X-SiM Racing, and this is race 2. If you didn't see last weekend, you are missing out, and after you finish watching us here at practice, please go back and watch those VODs back, because that was some fantastic racing and you'll have a lot of enjoyment there, and you'll be caught up before tomorrow's race, which proves to be just as exciting. Raul Diago, I think he caught a little bit of sand there. Not going to do his car a world of favours. Still a quick time from him though. Obviously, if you want to learn more, please go to xsimracing.com. We've got a bunch of stuff on the drivers, on the racing. It's a really great website, and you'll learn a lot about the sponsors of these cars too. Obviously, Raul Diago being sponsored by Dream Factory with a lovely livery there on his car, on his absolutely lovely car. All these drivers have absolutely beautiful liveries. Really pretty when it's applied. We're watching Gregor Le Mans. Only a minute left to practice. Most drivers probably won't complete another lap. Gregor Le Mans probably going to be one of the last ones to complete a lap. Maybe wanting to improve his time, but if he's only got a couple... Hello! Whoa! Don't know what was going on there. I think he was trying to wipe them out. They're all sort of finished practicing, so they're all doing their best impression of someone that does not know. I think they're all doing their best impression of me, because if I had to drive any of these cars, I think I would immediately do what they were doing and crash. Obviously, all these guys are far more talented than me when it comes to driving one of these very, very quick cars on a very, very difficult course. Bit of headlight flashing there. See Raul Diago, total professional. I'm sure he would never crash like that. Oh, no, he just wants to take that turn one more time. Only 10 seconds left to practice. Takes that turn. We've seen him take that turn a few times. I wonder if that's what he's mainly focused on. But practice finishes. Raul Diago has the best time in practice with a 1:27. A 1:20.7. A 1:27 would be much slower than his actual time. Everyone finishes practice, and we are going to go into the qualifying now for practice race. Okay, we are now in qualifying. All these guys are going to try and get the best time they can, going to try and improve on the times they had in practice so they can get the best position, the pole position, for Saturday's main event, the practice race. Now, I know it is only a practice race, but usually a very exciting race and usually a good indicator of who knows the track and who to look out for tomorrow. multiple times I've spoken about someone who has either won or done very well in a practice race, and they've improved on themselves. They've really shown up the day after. So it's always good to look out for these guys during the practice race and see how they're doing. As we see Remco Barlow now. Really nice from him. Again, he's trying to improve on his time. I believe he came third in practice, so really not much for him to improve on. But obviously driving in this is really strong. So here he comes. Lovely turn again, taking the outside there. As we see, and as we all start to learn this track. Lovely little angle here as we see Remco Barlow looking to take that. I believe that's Hawthorns, maybe Westfield, something on that top end of the track there before you come down into the straight. And in case you aren't aware, these bottom sections are about every single section of this course. A green bar means you improved on your personal time. A pink bar means you have the best time in that section, and a yellow bar means you have not improved on your own time in that section. So as you can currently see, Remco Barlow has the best time in section 3. Obviously, I believe at the moment he's the only one to have completed section 3, so not saying much, but we will see who does have the best time in section 3 when they pass it. Two minutes done of qualifying, really early days. We see Raul Diago looking to get the best time. Really quick race at Raul Diago. Here we see him taking the inside. No, it takes the outside on that one. Interesting. So we can take the inside just a little bit later. I misjudged where the turn would be there, so I thought he would be a little bit further on the inside, but he decided to take the outside track so that he could take the inside just a bit later, which was probably the correct decision there from Remco Barlow. Sorry, not from Remco Barlow, from Raul Diago. And Raul Diago really showing how it's done there. Best time, a 1:20.8. Slightly worse than his best practice time, but we are only 3 minutes into qualifying, so I'm sure he's going to look to improve on that before we finish. In the course, as we see, that was Tristan Klopp. Now we're watching Winston Eckel also complete that turn, and now Greg LeMond's taking that turn. All coming into Paddock Hill Bend there. Paddock Hill Bend, I've received word is Paddock Hill Bend is quite a difficult turn. Considering it's the first turn, how devious of us Brits to make such a difficult turn be the first turn coming into Graham Hill Bend there. Greg LeMond takes that really nicely. That was the one we were talking about. Raul Diago taking a few times there. Coming round now, looking to take that inside lane. Does quite nicely. Back out. And yeah, really impressive there from Greg LeMond. Let's see when he breaks. Coming into this it's a long straight. It's a place where you're going to build up a lot of speed. It's a place where you're going to probably want to overtake based on this turn during racing today and tomorrow. As we look in the race, we will see where the overtakes are common, but I can imagine that straight there coming into the Hawthorns turn is going to be a turn where a lot of overtaking is attempted and a lot of overtaking happens, or mistakes are made. Maybe a driver will come off there trying to overtake. As I've said many times before, overtaking is a risk and a reward. In case you don't know, we are on 5 minutes into qualifying here on Brands Hatch here in the UK. This is the Saturday of race weekend 2 and season 4. If you missed last weekend, please go check it out on the VODs. It was won by Denis Grabowski. He's in first place currently in the standings on 160 points, but he is joined by Will Chadwick, who also has 160 points. Denis Grabowski won the first race. Will Chadwick came in both. And Victor Lobato on 144 points currently takes third, but he was victorious in the second race, which is impressive from all three men looking to improve on their times tomorrow. If you want to see how that unfolds, if you want to see how race day 2 unfolds, you're going to have to stick around. You're going to have to come back tomorrow, Sunday, race day, season 4, race day 2. Really exciting. Really interested to see how that all turns out. Here at X-SiM Racing, if you want to learn more about events, you want to learn more about anything there is, please go to xsimracing.com or go to one of our social medias. Remco Barlow we're following now. Currently taking a few turns, does that really nicely. All these drivers obviously very, very capable, very, very impressive. And absolutely beautiful liveries, every single one. Remco Barlow currently representing X-SiM Racing there. Really nice livery with the gold and black, I'm a big fan. It's really pretty. And you know what, it's almost as pretty as his absolutely beautiful turns. And really nice there from Remco Barlow. Currently the best time still is Raul Diago's with a 1:28, but a lot of qualifying still to be done. About 9 minutes coming into 8 minutes, and we will see how this shapes up over the next 8 minutes. Antonio Salada now. Lovely car he's in, coming off that straight, load a bit of a turn right at the end. Really nice there. Still a little bit slow, I'd say, there from Antonio Salada. Really wants to build the pace. Obviously today is practice day, so you'd rather get you turning right and then increase the pace tomorrow when it matters a little bit more. You'd rather get you understand exactly when you need to turn, exactly what the track looks like before ramping up pace. It's like with learning a musical instrument, you always start the piece slow until you build up your confidence, and then you can do it at top speed. Not saying that these drivers aren't going very, very quickly today. They are, but they can go quicker, and I'm sure in the practice race that comes later and tomorrow they will do. They will show us just how quickly each and every single one of these cars and these drivers can go. And I'm very excited for it. I think it will be a very exciting day tomorrow. And I'm very excited to be a part of it. I'll be here at xsimracing.com. And you can follow us for race day 2 of season 4. Very, very exciting. Remco Barlow, currently following him. We followed him a few times throughout this. Remco Barlow currently taking the left now. Posting a 1:21.4, not too bad, but I believe he did better in practice, and I believe he wants to do better now, so he can get a better time for the practice race. Starting in 5th does not mean you can't win the race, but it is certainly a very difficult position to start from. Pole position is what everyone's looking for. Pole position is what everyone is attempting to get, and I'm sure today they will. Let's have a look at this again. Oh, dearie me. Little bit of grass there. Just takes him out of the way and skids him off into the sand there. He does quite well not trying to recover too much. Greg LeMans comes off. Very unfortunate for him. His recovery there, not super intense, which I'm always a fan of, as coming back onto the track sometimes can be quite a dangerous move and can affect other drivers too. Though I understand in the heat of the moment you really want to just keep yourself racing and recover as best you can. Though for qualifying times, that lap is already discounted. It's already not going to get you any time you want. So there's no need to try and recover. You might as well just go back to the pits, start again. Make sure your car's back to where you want it. As we see currently at the bottom, it's quite difficult for these drivers to improve on many of their times. Aaron Hobson improving quite a little bit though. A 1:22.1 from Aaron Hobson. Jumps himself up just a little bit, but Raul Diago there, still with a 1:28, is still the best time of today. Let's have a look at this. Let's see what happens. Nah, ooh, it was nice, and then it wasn't. It was very bad. Just a little bit of a problem there from him. Comes off at the wrong time and really goes around the world, hitting every barrier he could. He didn't want to let one feel left out, so he decided to hit every single one there. Little bit unfortunate there, but as we were talking about from Greg LeMans, you might as well just restart, go again, and try and get a better time next time you can. Still following Greg LeMans here. Let's see if he can improve on his time and get himself a little bit higher than 8th place. I'm sure he's looking to get a little bit higher than 8th place. And his 1:22.2, probably looking to finish on a 1:21. It's definitely an achievable time, as we can see some of the drivers ahead of him have achieved it. A 1:21, a considerable amount, would push him up into 6th place, which I'm sure he wouldn't be complaining about, and I'm sure he can achieve. Winston Eckel, very interesting considering we're 11 minutes in, posts the best 4th quarter time there. Winston Eckel driving like lightning around the 4th quarter there. The 4th sector, sorry. There are more than 4 quarters. There are 6 sectors in this race, and Winston Eckel has the best 4th sector of anyone here. That's what those mean, in case you were not aware. Winston Eckel moving like lightning. Can he improve on his time? It'll be difficult, but it looks like he may well do, as long as he can complete that little last turn. Looks pretty good to me. One more turn for him to go. Adam Pinty's there, joining the board. Just as he sets his first lap, obviously setting all his personal best, as this is his first lap. Currently running on quite a 1:22. A great first lap from him there. But yeah, 1:22.7, not fantastic there. But was only his first lap. He probably has time for another couple if he gets his driving boots on. Following Sam Van now, currently in last place with a 1:24.9. Not great from him, but he's been improving his lap time to just then, as he improved in 4 sectors. Pretty impressive there from him. Still not good enough for any movement up a place, but he set his personal best time. And improvement is all you want to see from these drivers today. Self-improvement, making sure you can be the best you can be. And isn't that all you can ask? Exciting racing and self-improvement from all these guys. And today they're going to do really... Whoa! Sam Van, I believe we were following him there as he comes off. Unless I'm mistaken. Let's just see what happens again. Not sure. Oh no, just not able to keep his turn. I think he had far too much pace going into that corner. Was unable to take the corner and just flies off the edge there, Sam Van. Really unfortunate for him. Yeah, not not fantastic for him. Little bit more for him to go. Adam Pisces posts himself a 1:22.7. Not too bad from him either. Pretty good, but still quite low on the leaderboard and quite a lot of improvement for him to go. Greg LeMans gets himself a 1:22.1, which is good enough for a jump up into 6th place. I think we were talking about him in regards to having a 1:21, and he was very close, really only 2/10 of a second out of getting a 1:21, so really not that bad. As qualifying looks like it's about to wrap up. Just watching Raul Diago finish now. Seeing if he can improve on his time. Doesn't really matter as he's already got pole position all locked up. But let's just see if he can finish strongly. Couple more turns for him to go. And then we'll head on into the main event of Saturday. The race. We see Remco Barlow. Couple more turns for him to go. Takes that really nicely here at Brands Hatch. I don't want to give away too many interesting factoids about Brands Hatch today. If you want those, you got to come back tomorrow. If the exciting racing wasn't enough, but wow, very impressed from Adam Pintes. We were talking about him coming in late, and he has, but he had less time than most, but really improved. Turns up to a 6th place there with a 121. I said a 121 would be good enough for 6th. It is, as Adam Pintes gets that 121 there. Remco Barlow deciding he's a little bit bored of driving on the track, so decides to drive into a barrier. Instead, comes off there quite drastically, absolutely hits a barrier as hard as he could. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and assume that he did that on purpose because qualifying had finished. Moving into the race now, practice race, the main event of Saturday. And I'm quite excited for it. I don't know about you. I think you should be if you're not. But yes, this is not for points on the board, but it is important to see who is one to look out for. I imagine Real Diago is the favourite, but Monzo Gandia with a 129, really only a 10th of a second behind him, really nothing too much behind the two of them there. So I think either one of them probably could win this race. Sorry about that, and we are coming into the race. Real Diago taking pole position, Monzo Gandia second, Winston Ackle taking third, Ivan Spitz taking fourth. These are the main ones to look out for in the race, but a hot start is the most important. As you see, Remco Barlow, Adam Pintes, Greg LeMans, and Aaron Hobson all have an early ability to jump up places. Further down you go, you look at it, you're looking at Cohen, Tristan Klopp, Antonio Salada, Sam Van. These guys have a bit of work to do if they want to get a good position here, if they want to get a good finish to this race, but and to this Saturday. But not impossible for anyone to win this race. A little look at the track there before we get underway. And quite an interesting race. Again, we were talking about Saturday's race, not for points, but for pride. And I'm sure all of these guys want to get themselves a bit of a momentum boost before tomorrow and a bit of a performance boost. The start clock is not too far away. The drivers are anticipating it. I'm anticipating it. Let's get this race underway. And here we go, they're off. We're talking about a lot of jostling in the early positions, as this start is super interesting. Anyone can really get any position they want coming into this early, depending on how good a start you can get. Coming to the first turn there, Brookhill Bend, all these guys steaming down there coming into Druids. Taking Druids really nicely there. And Graham Hill Bend follows it quite closely after, coming to the Cooper Straight before the longest straight of the track. It's not at the beginning like many tracks, it's an unusual track in that regard. The straight comes after a few turns, and that's where you really want to build your momentum. Coming in now. Here's the straight, here's where a lot of speed's going to get built before coming into Hawthorns, which they all are now as the first people come into Hawthorns. It's an interesting turn, you really need to make sure you're not building up too much speed before your first turn, as you got West Field coming up right after it, and then straight after that, Sheen Curve. Really interesting race early. Real Diago, Monzo Gandia and Winston Eckel have all kept their positions, all of them this is really important for each and every one of them. As we said, the start is one of the easiest places to be overtaken. Winston Eckel, as I said that, overtakes Montegadia. And Remco Barlow also overtaking Montegadia. I wonder what happened to him there. What has gone on there? Montegadia has dropped completely off the map. Not sure what's gone on there. Looks like a very poor turn from him. And it's cost him very many places. Really unfortunate. Most guys finishing their first lap now. Let's see what happens with Montegadia. Just muscled out, I think. Oh no, he comes off. But no, that's Greg LeMond, sorry, is it? Is that Greg LeMond coming off? Yeah, really unfortunate. Greg LeMond's probably lost himself a few places there, really dropped down the leaderboard. Down to 12th place now. Montegadia trying to climb up the places. Adam Pisces now we're following. Let's see what happens to him. Oh no, what happened there? I think he just caught a small bit of grass in his back right tyre and it just flips his car. Sorry, not flips it, but spins his car. And unable to recover that. Takes him quite a lot of time to get back in. And now he's dropped all the way down towards Greg LeMond and Adam Pinty's both having big issues that cost him a lot of places early up. Montegadia obviously, don't think he crashed, just think he had a bad turn, and I think a lot of people were able to overtake him there. As they all come down Advan now. Lovely little sponsor. If you don't know, we are on Saturday of Sunday. This is the practice race. Everyone finishing their third lap now. Tomorrow is race day 2 of season 4. Here we are at Brands Hatch in the UK, and still a lot of points to play for, still a lot of positions to be taken, and all these guys want to get the most momentum they can before tomorrow comes around. This race is in its infancy, only 3 minutes out of the 20, and yet still a lot of interesting things happening. As we see Tristan Klopp there, fighting for position with Cohen. He came off just a little bit. It's going to have affected his speed, probably going to lose in position. I can't imagine that he has that speed. Tristan Klopp overtaking Sam Van there, Cohen just behind the both of them. Sorry, it was Tristan Klopp overtaking Sam Van. Sam Van who came off, really unfortunate there for him. Now we see Tristan Klopp. Sam Van back on him in the AEN car there. All of these sponsors absolutely fantastic, each and every one of them. If you want to check out more about any of them, please go to xsimracing.com, where there'll be a lot of information about each and every one of these lovely sponsors. Really fantastic. AEN there, a bit of a battle there between these three guys, Sam Van, Tristan Klopp. And each and every one of them going to want to finish as high as they can before the race tomorrow. Sam Van, young driver. Tristan Klopp friended me on Facebook recently, so I'm very much hoping he wins. But yeah, each and every one of these guys, really fantastic drivers. Greg LeMond now. See how he takes that. He takes that really nicely. We're in lap 4. There is not a lap limit. It is a time limit race. It is about what happened. Those 20 minutes are finished and the laps are finished. Raldiago with a 1:28, really impressive considering the pressure he must be under from Winston Eckel, but I feel like he's taken quite a bit of a lead over these guys. There is 2.4 seconds between them, so quite a big interval between the two. The real competition looks to be at this very moment between Greg LeMond, Sam Van, Cohen and Tristan Klopp. All 4 of these guys, not too much between any of them, all of them looking to jump up to 7th. Tristan Klopp currently the man controlling that as he looks to chase down Antonio Salada, but Antonio Salada has a little bit of a gap between the two of them. Sam Van turns off a little bit, probably going to lose a little bit of speed and space out of that, yet unable to keep it. Greg LeMond overtakes Sam Van there, very unfortunate, as he just loses a bit of his pace there. Oh, both men! Sam Van, Cohen, Legawad, both men go off as there was a collision there, and neither man could deal with it as they went into the corner. Yeah, just there, as you can see, both men, as they're both trying to turn left, they both hit each other and it spins both their cars out, and both of them now drop way out of the race. A lot of ground for either of them to catch up now. Really unfortunate, and Cohen jumps down into the pits as we see Raldiago now Winston Eckel chasing Remco Barlow just behind him, but Raldiago is stretching his legs somewhat, trying to get himself a bit of space to really control this race. Still about 14 minutes of racing left to do, but Raldiago wants to keep his pole position throughout all 20 minutes of this race. He's managed 6. Can he manage 20? Not if Winston Eckel has anything to say about it. Winston Eckel, we were talking about him a little bit earlier, about how he was learning this track, and it seems to have really paid off, as he's getting quite a nice time in now. Still a little bit behind Raldiago, but not unassailable, especially if Raldiago makes an error, which I'm sure Winston Eckel is looking to capitalise upon. Both these guys, Dream Factory liveries, really lovely liveries from these guys. Here at X-SiM Racing, Winston Eckel, that's not what he wanted. He wanted a mistake from Raldiago, but it's Winston Eckel who makes the mistake. Comes off, skids into the sand there, and Raldiago's just going to get even more ahead of both guys. Somehow Winston Eckel was able to keep his position over Remco Barlow, but not able to keep it over Raldiago. Really unfortunate there. And Raldiago just has so much space. Yeah, he just comes in really late, and as he tries to take the outside track, he's unable to do so, and oversteers it. Yeah, really oversteers it, and crashing in the sand, able to recover it, but not exactly what you want to see from him. As we see Remco Barlow, Winston Eckel. Remco Barlow now overtakes Winston Eckel. Winston Eckel had lost a lot of speed over that one mistake, and it's probably going to cost him quite a lot of time. Raldiago has dropped down into 4th place somehow. Huge error there from Raldiago. Let's see what happens. Oh, wow, that was the mistake we were talking about, as he clips some grass, spins his car out and hits one of the walls. Oh no, Raldiago's now got a lot of catching up to do. We're talking about him having the best lap time. Aaron Hobson now spins his car out. Yep. Oh, just about. No, there's the spin. Aaron Hobson. Luckily there was nobody nearby, so Aaron Hobson didn't collide with anyone, but he did come off quite considerably there. Unfortunate, but really interesting. Remco Barlow has now overtaken both Winston Eckel and Raldiago to take 1st place. Marketing Pro Solutions 2 is Winston Eckel's car. Remco Barlow's is Blackline Trailer. Both these are sponsors, and Raldiago is sponsored by Dream Factory. All these guys now, I believe that's Spitz trying to be overtaken by Raldiago, looking to overtake him. Winston Eckel drops all the way down into 5th. Few mistakes from him today have cost him quite a lot of positions. Let's just see what happens. Oh, little bit of sand there from him. Yeah, unfortunately. And not what you want to see from the lad. As we see Raldiago really looking to keep up his spaces. He's still got the best time, as shown by the pink on the left side. A 120 is still the best time, but a 123.4, really slow time, and really allowed Remco Barlow to sneak in and take 1st place. However, Raldiago is a very impressive racer, and his mistake has made this a far more exciting race, as he's going to look to try and take 1st place back from both men. Going to have a lot of work to do though, as half this race is still to go. Raldiago is chasing. I believe that's Ivan Spitz in the SRP racing car. As we see, still got a bit of catching up to do. Obviously, Remco Barlow is in the Blackline trailer car and is quite a considerable distance ahead of both men. It is Ivan Spitz in 2nd place, but that is no easy position to be in, having Raldiago breathing down your neck. Ivan Spitz wanting to do his best Tom Voss impression, trying to keep him off his back. In case you don't understand, Tom Voss is currently spectating for me, so a little bit of fun there. But really interesting, Raldiago there looking to overtake Ivan Spitz on this track. Still a little bit of racing to go. We're only in lap 9. 9 minutes still to go. Ivan Spitz keeping Raldiago, but there is a bit of a train behind Raldiago. We were talking about him trying to keep his own space, but Raldiago has Gandia and Winsneckle, both of them looking to overtake him going into 3rd place. So Raldiago really has to risk and reward it at the moment, but he really needs to choose the opportune moment, really needs to make sure he's being patient so that he can overtake Ivan Spitz at the right time without costing either one of them their places behind the close races just behind them. Winsneckle now looking to overtake Monster Gandia, both men fighting it out for 4th place, really close there. Monster Gandia in the AEN car, really lovely livery, really unique. All of these are absolutely beautiful. We're just trying to make sure there's no contact there between Winsneckle and Monster Gandia. That would be an issue for both men. Really easy contact at this kind of speed is gonna spin you off. Currently flying around this track, all 4 of these men, but a little bit of a gap between the 2 of them. Raldiago looking to overtake Ivan Spitz still, but we are still on. Yeah, as we look at Raldiago now looking to overtake Ivan Spitz. Does he have the power to beat him on the outside? Gonna take quite a lot of power to do so as they go into the first turn of lap 10. Oh, Ivan Spitz! Raldiago does really well. He drags him on the outside, so that's the last turn. Coming in now, very good racing from Raldiago. Ivan Spitz had nowhere to go. Raldiago just cuts him off, and Ivan Spitz had to overcommit there, and he just was unable. There was no track left for him to commit to, so he lost his position. Super clever from Raldiago, who now has quite a lot of racing to do to catch up to Remco Barlow. Obviously, Remco Barlow had the advantage of not having to overtake anyone, so he could really just let his time fly. And Raldiago's got a lot of work to do if he wants to catch up. Obviously, Ivan Spitz wanting to get his position back. Unlikely for him now as he's quite a considerable distance behind, but Winsneckle and Monster Gandia still, both men looking to take their position back and take their lead back. Really, it's been a really exciting race, this one. A lot of interesting positions for all of these men. A lot of racing still to do, and a lot of positions still to be taken. Adam Pinesees a little bit further down has taken a few positions back after his crash. Winsneckle overtakes Monster Gandia. Winsneckle obviously was in 2nd before one of his issues brought him back down to 5th, but now he's climbed all the way back up. And the only difference now is Remco Barlow and Raldiago. Really interesting. Monster Gandia looking to overtake back onto Winsneckle, but not a lot of space for him to do it in. And very impressed from all these men. Antonio Solada jumping up a whole 5 places. That's a hell of a lot of places in an 11-man race. Almost half the field. Antonio Solada's jumped up. Obviously, we've spoken about Adam Pinesees and Sam Van both having a couple of crashes. Aaron Hobson too. But you got to be able to take advantage of that, and you got to be able to make no mistakes of your own. Following Adam Pinesees now looking to overtake Tristan Klopp. He's gotten himself back in the pack with Antonio Solada and Tristan Klopp. Can he do either of them? Tristan Klopp looking to overtake Antonio Solada, looking to cut on the inside, but there was no space for him to do it in. Adam Pinesees also, he came out a little bit just to see if there was an opportunity, saw that there wasn't, and went back into formation, looking to catch the slipstream there with both men. Raldiago has made up a 2nd on Remco Barlow now. Looking to make up space on Remco Barlow and looking to catch the man. But he's got quite a lot of catching up to do. Almost a full 2nd faster than Remco Barlow on the lap though. So really interesting as both men complete their laps. Everyone looking to complete their laps now, looking to go into lap 12. So yeah, Raldiago caught an entire minute, but he's only got 5 minutes to an entire 2nd, but he's only got 5 minutes to catch 2 more seconds, almost 3 more seconds. That is a huge ask. Because not only do you have to take all those seconds, you also have to overtake the man. And with only 5 minutes left to go, there is almost no space to do it in. So he's going to have a mountain of a task if he wants to do it. Here we see Adam Pinty is looking to take his positions back, looking to overtake AN and Marketing Pro Solutions. Really interesting races, both at the front of the pack and at the end of the pack. So a lot of racing still to go. About 3/4 of it gone, but Adam Pinty is looking to finish probably around 6th. Looking to overtake Tristan Klopp. Takes over one man. Oh, can he keep it going? Yeah, there was a bit of contact there, but Adam Pinty did really well to ride that out and make sure that Tristan Klopp didn't take him out there. It would have been very unfortunate if he had. It really would have spoiled this middle of the pack racing that we've had. You never like to see that, as we see front of the trap still almost an entire second again. Raul Diago has cut off Remco Barlow's time. It's unlikely, but it's possible for Raul Diago to catch Remco Barlow. He's really making up that time. He's just got very little of it left. If this was a 40-minute race, I would say that Raul Diago could almost certainly catch Remco Barlow, but with the amount of time left, it just doesn't seem likely. Still 2 full seconds to catch up on Remco Barlow. With only 3 minutes to go, it'll be close. Winston Eckel came off a little bit there, still quite a considerable distance between him and Raul Diago, and then again between him and Remco Barlow, whole 4 seconds between the two of them. Really unlikely that Winston Eckel is going to get anything other than 3rd place. Probably wants to keep onto that 3rd place. Not a bad position 3rd, but the battle for 1st is really between Remco Barlow and Raul Diago. So let's see how that pans out. 1 second. Basically 2 seconds now between Remco Barlow and Raul Diago, as Raul Diago is racing like absolute lightning. Very, very quick. Coming back to Adam Pinty, who's still looking to overtake Antonio Solada. How much a mistake can cost you in a race like this is just apparent with how well Adam Pinty's been driving, and yet he's still looking to just get the position that he started the track on. A 1:22.5, really impressive when you're in a pack, because times like this are super difficult. As we said, being stuck behind other cars, trying to overtake, really can decrease your time, really can affect what you're going to end up doing. Really interesting Saturday, and if this is a marker of anything, which I think it is, it will be a really, really interesting Sunday as we get into race day 2 of season 4 here at X-SiM Racing. Obviously, race 1 last week was won by Denis Grabowski, who is currently in 1st place on 160 points. 100 points for a win, in case you didn't know that, 80 points for 2nd place. Will Chadwick came in 2nd on both races, which got him 160 points too, 80 points for 2nd place. And Victor Lobato won his 2nd race, which got him 100 points, which currently puts him in 3rd place on 144 points. So not much, if anything, separating the top 3. Anyone's to play for next race day, and it'll be super interesting to watch, especially considering how interesting this track has been to watch here. Tristan Klopp, by the way, gets ahead of both men. Let's have a look at this again. Antonio Solada spins out, is overtaken by everybody. That's really unfortunate this late in a race. That's pretty much just going to affect his permanent position. There's only 20 seconds left of race left to go. Raul Diago almost certainly won't catch Remco Barlow. There's still about a second. It's really been impressive work from Raul Diago to catch as much time as he has. He's taken off 2 seconds in about 5 minutes, which is really, really impressive at a race this high level. But with a second to go and only 2 seconds left, Remco Barlow will almost certainly win this race. Raul Diago will almost certainly take 2nd, and it's between Winston Eckel and Moto Gandia for 3rd, but I believe it will go to Winston Eckel. Really interesting. Let's see if any places will be taken between Adam Pinty, Greg LeMars, Tristan Klopp and Antonio Solada. Unlikely, as Antonio Solada had a bit of a mistake there. Adam Spitz looks like he'll be taking 5th place as well. Probably not the race he was looking for. Really impressive from Remco Barlow. We were talking about Raul Diago in the first 8-9 minutes of this race, talking about how it was his to lose, and he seems to have lost it. Yeah, it looks almost impossible for him to catch him, but it's close. No, it isn't. Remco Barlow catches and defeats Ralliago to win this practice race here at Saturday. Ralliago takes second, Winston third, Mozzagonea fourth. Really impressive race from all four men. Ralliago made a really unfortunate mistake around 10 minutes in, cost him first place, took him out to fourth. He was able to catch up 2 places and about 2 seconds, almost like leading into 3, but was unable to actually take back first position over Remco Barlow, who jumps up from 4th to 1st. Really, really good from him. He was patient. And the reason why he won this race was he didn't make any mistakes, which on a practice day, on a Saturday, is really impressive. He really learnt the track, and it really paid off for him, as we see Ivan Spitz 5th. Adam Pinty's finished 6th, Greg LeMans finished 7th, Tristan Klopp, even after his couple of overtakes towards the end, only finishes in 8th place. Antonio Salada 9th, and it's between Sam Van and Aaron Hobson now, the last 2 men to finish this race. Looks like it'll be Sam Van in 10th and Aaron Hobson in 11th, unless there is a complete meltdown from Sam Van, but it is incredibly unlikely, and I think we'll see Sam Van finish this race now. Here we go, Sam Van finishes 10th, Aaron Hobson 11th. Great race, a lot of fun, and more importantly, has prepared us all for tomorrow's race, Sunday, week 2, race day 2 of season 4 here at X-SiM Racing. Thank you so much for joining me here. Thank you so much for spending an hour of your Saturday with me. I very much enjoyed chatting to you, and stay tuned for tomorrow. Please come back tomorrow for Brands Hatch here in the UK. Race Day 2, Season 4. Won by Remco Barlow this Saturday, and let's watch out for him tomorrow.